clinician, I'm also just a person. I love to be able to be in my real life and speak from that point. And that's where this podcast is coming from. So enjoy.
Searching for truth, looking for answers. There must be a way to another day.
Hello.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Keanvenient Truth. I'm Aaliyah.
And I'm Joe.
And it's starting to get cold, which is why I'm so bundled up right now. The studio is like downstairs, and it's like the farther down you go, the colder it gets. So it's cold. And it's only like 55 degrees, but it's cold.
Dude. We were outside all day yesterday for our daughter's thing and this event at school, and it was just like too much. Even it used to be like last month, like if you're in the sun, it was still like nice though. Now it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, it's hitting different. Like I feel like last year I really wasn't affected by the like cold at all last year. Like I think maybe I have to get readjusted again, but this time I'm like it's cold, but I'm like getting through it. Like I'm not like, oh, it's so like I'm just kind of like it's cold. And there's nothing that I can do because it's cold.
We got another 6 months. Get used to it.
That's all right. We got some fun things coming up.
Yeah, lots of fun things.
Some hot escapes coming up.
So yeah, today, as always, we don't never know what the fuck we're getting into, but I thought I'd start off with something fun. And I know you love music, right? And AI is doing some interesting music these days.
People are very upset about this in the industry.
Right.
They have an AI artist that was signed.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. No, Timberland, the beat maker, yeah. Timberland. He's the one that like signed this AI. Well, the song's actually dope. We could play that too.
I don't know who did it, but people are like pissed. And then there's also a new AI actress.
I mean, this is just how it's going to be, it is what it is.
It's crazy.
Actually, all the writers, the people that are very good writers could ultimately become the best AI artists, right? Because they just know how to write words and stuff like that, wordsmith.
I think it's
for
ridiculous.
Prompting.
I'm not really a fan. This is what I am a fan of AI doing. I'm a fan of AI making my life a little easier, right? So I'm a fan of AI creating my notes at work. It has changed the game, but I'm not a fan of AI. Like, I don't want to watch an AI actor.
I think of it like this, like when it comes to like AI and like entertainment, right? I truly, now don't get me wrong, because I used to be a sound engineer. I used to be in the music industry. I understand what I'm about to say is going to like hurt people's feelings, but music and that vibration, the frequency that comes out of certain people's mouths, it should be given away. And even artists
should be given away?
What, like there's only like these like corporations actually created a money thing around music and entertainment. It's like it just used to be something we did around a campfire back in medieval days or whatever, where we just like told stories through music, right? And then it became this thing where now it's this conglomerate where people are making billions of dollars off of this shit, right? And maybe it's just getting back to the roots, right? Okay. Now it's like, you shouldn't, I mean, I don't know, I can't say this, but I think artists make far too much money for what they actually do. You know, it's a great.
Oh, as do I. I mean,
I mean, they make more than like doctors and surgeons and
Which
like people that do
lawyers
like
and
really
I
important
think
things for humanity. You know,
the way the world is crazy in that sense. Yeah, I think that they make too much money. Also, I also
Sorry, I've
well,
actually
do I think that
left this on.
athletes make too much money?
Yes, they do too.
Yeah,
That's
right. Like
ridiculous
millions
too.
of dollars, insane. You know, to get paid a year because you are really good at.
You know what I'd like to see is I'd like to see the fucking Super Bowl of surgery. Top surgeons getting paid multi-millions of dollars to do this precise like I would fucking
to
watch
literally like
that
save
shit.
someone's life.
Yeah, and they're like, oh my god, like that's like a whole story. They're gonna do brain surgery, and then it's gonna be televised, pay-per-view fucking channels and
they're
shit.
going to save someone's life. I want to be clear. That definitely, easily should be given millions of dollars to.
But you don't get that.
You know,
I mean, millions, more than millions. You know, like yeah, millions for that one surgery, not just for fucking make $1 million a year. Some surgeons probably do that at least.
It's so crazy to me that it's like that. That's bullshit. But what does AI have to do with
So
it?
anyways, my whole point is like, you know, now it's just you type in some words, you say, I want DMX to be in a song from the 50s and sung like the song in the 50s, and then here you go. And I'm going to play something for you that's pretty fucking dope. 50 Cent's really into this too.
DMX is past, correct?
Yes, he is.
Now, I don't know what this one's going to be like. I saw it pop up. I don't know if it's going to be good or bad.
Ignore that guy.
This is a blind react. Please be good.
X gon' give it to you. What? Fuck waiting for you to get it on your own. X gon' deliver to you. Knock, knock, open up the door. It's real with a non-stop pop of stainless steel. Go hard, getting busy with it.
AI.
But I got such a good heart that
That's
I
an
make
AI
a
voice.
Oh, those are his
wonder
words.
if he did damn right, and I'll do it again, cause I am right, so I got to win. Break bread with the enemy. No matter how many cats I break bread with, I'll break who you sending me. You
Okay, so stop
motherfucker.
it for a second. So, but I guess I'm stuck because I'm like, do I want to hear other people's songs just done differently by AI all the time?
See, it opens up all these doors. You don't?
No, I don't. I don't want to hear that all the time. No.
Huh. Hold on. So here's another one. 50 Cent's been posting a bunch of them. Yeah, we'll just play his latest one here with Eminem. How do I get this back up here? Okay.
Yeah, I've been patiently waiting for a track to blow up on. You can stun if you want, and your ass will get rolled up on. It feels like my flow.
Which song is this?
For so damn long. If you thinking I'm fucking fall off, you so wrong. I'm innocent in my head, like a baby just born dead.
I can't even pinpoint the song.
Sitting politic with passengers from 9/11. The Lord's blessing.
You gotta wait for the hook.
Shit, I ain't even gotta try to shine.
Can you fast forward?
Handwriting lines, knowing the source will quote it out. Does that make me a quitter? Stop ringing again.
I don't know. They don't tell you what song it is?
For so long. If you thinking I'm fucking fall off, you so wrong. I've been patiently waiting for a track to explode on. You can stun if you want.
I've been patiently waiting.
I have no idea.
No, I don't know that song either. Anyways.
I'm not into it.
No?
No, I don't want to hear songs that have already been done just recreated in different ways by AI. Like, if I want to do that, then I can do it by myself, I guess, to fuck around. But I don't want that to be the thing.
Listen, this is just like one way to use it, I guess. Right? It's like, you don't have to do that.
I just feel like AI just needs to be around just to, again, make people's lives just a little easier. Does that mean take over their careers? No. Does that mean it just means like, okay, if you're a clinician like myself and you have to write notes, hey, you just saved my life because now you can write my notes for me. Thank you. Right?
Which is
If
something
you're
we're doing now.
I don't know, like right, like in school and you have to write like a thesis for something, right? AI, right? Like those types of things. Great. I think it's great that AI is around for that. But to take over certain industries and then actually have AI do those things, I'm not a fan of.
I wouldn't say take over. I would say there may be a new genre for AI artists, which I think is cool.
It's weird.
No, you know what it does? It gives, like I said, those writers who don't have that talent to like vocalize their thoughts in their head.
So they can create an AI persona and then just
Yeah.
basically be an
I mean,
artist
you
through
got
that
songs
way.
in your head all the time. You want to fucking be a rapper, right? Now you just got to write it down, prompt it, tell it what type of like vibe you're
Yeah, but
looking
I feel
for.
like that's not the same. It's like I would still not compare myself to Jay-Z.
Well, that's why it would be like its own different genre, right? And then guess what? In that genre, over time, there will be somebody, some prompt writer who fucking crushes it and makes dope ass beats and has some artist that has the dopest lyrics
But created by AI.
created by AI.
See, that's why I still can't fuck with it though. This is why
But it'll be a whole different thing.
it doesn't matter if it's a whole different thing. It's a whole different thing that I still wouldn't be into because I'd be like, okay, this is like great and all and it's dope, but like a robot did it.
No, well, a human wrote the song.
Yeah, but it's like a robot doing it. The whole concept is weird.
What does it matter if this, like, you don't care what the person looks like, if they're an artist, you don't care if they come from nothing or if they're super rich, if they have amazing music. You're just like, look at Kanye, like you like his music, but he's a fucking whatever, he's a little bit out there, right? Like, you don't care about all that stuff outside of it, but you care about the music.
I think it does though is I think it. So, like for instance, let's take a Kanye. I guess a lot of people don't really like him, right?
Yeah.
But then may like his music, but then may be conflicted because they don't like him, but they like the music. So for something like that, I guess what happens then is it allows people who maybe don't have, I guess, the best social presence, whatever it is that society is looking for at the time, to then cater to that. But I think that's bullshit.
Why? It's like creating new industries.
Because why should we cater to that? Everyone should be their own different individual that just does like, so what? You don't like Kanye? He's amazing with the shit that he does.
Do you know why we don't see? Remember Adele when she first came out? She was like very overweight and stuff. She's a rarity, right? And then it was like, who's the other one? The black woman.
I don't know, but we got that jelly roll guy.
Yeah. Now it's like there's like larger guy people that are doing it. Yeah, Lizzo. That's what I'm saying. So like, but they're rare, right? It's just like here and there, and then all the other pop singers, they're like super fit, hot chicks with like skirts on and stuff. That's because the industry, this conglomerate, this corporation built around the music industry brings that to the surface. Now with this, it's potential. You don't even know what the guy could be, somebody in his basement or some freaking whatever.
What you're seeing is still this like,
but it's a creation.
This lie.
No, it's a creation of something. Like somebody.
I don't want to be swindled. I just want the truth.
What's the swindle here?
The swindle is that you're lying to me. I don't know what you look like.
You're not. You're just the writer. There's a lot of ghostwriters out there. You don't know who the fuck they are, and then they have like Beyonce or whoever else, Taylor Swift singing their fucking songs. You don't give a shit about those ghostwriters.
I just feel like I get to know people more when I see them. They're talking about their lives, this and that, blah blah. Like now I'm connecting not just to your music, but also to you.
But almost every artist has had at least one song where there's some other person that wrote the song.
I understand that somebody else wrote the song.
That's the creation. That's the creative. So then
they brought the song to life.
AI brings the song to life.
But it's a robot. I just can't.
It's not a robot. It's like it's
machine. I don't know. It's weird. It's technology.
Anyways, you'll see as we go along, and then you'll find some AI artist. You'll be like, you know what? I freaking 20 episodes from now, Right?
I will not listen to an AI artist.
Okay.
I
We'll see.
just can't find myself doing that.
Remember this, episode 103. We shall see. Oh man. We'll just scroll through my my X feed here. These are some things that
I feel like your X feed though is biased.
No, it's not my feed. These are things that when I'm like scrolling through, I bookmark specifically to potentially talk about on this podcast.
Okay.
This one, if you're not listening to it, you're probably judging it, right? But
no, I'm not judging at all.
Okay. Listen to this person, and man, this really, I think we did a great job explaining something. Hold on. Let me just pull it up over here. Okay, so I'll just give you a brief little update here, or not an update, just the introduction of like what this is. This video is. This is a person who is a girl, but may come off looking like a boy, right?
Did they
they'll explain everything, right?
Okay.
And they had an interaction with a kid, and they explain the interaction. Okay. And I think it's a great way of doing it. Okay, here we go. You're nervous.
Yep.
I was misgendered yesterday. A little girl at the mall, she was maybe 5 years old, sitting in a wagon, kept staring at me. So I made eye contact, and she said, "Are you a girl or a boy?" Her mom started to go, "Oh my God, we accept everyone. That's so rude. You can't say that." And I laughed, and I bent down on her level, and I said, "That's okay. It's confusing sometimes. I'm a girl. I just really like boys' clothes. They're pretty comfy." She got all excited, and she said, "I'm a girl too." And I gave her a high five. I said, "Isn't it so great being a girl? I love being a girl." She said, "Yeah, that's my brother. He's a brother because he's a boy." So I said, "You're right. Brothers are boys and sisters are girls. There's only boys and girls. If you're born a girl, you're a girl. I was born a girl." I can almost see the release of air coming from her mother's body and just the ultimate sigh of relief that I wasn't going to be indoctrinating her child or teaching her child something that maybe she didn't want her to know. I continued to talk to the little girl about her brother and her very cute dog who was also a girl. I said, "I hope you have a great day," and I went about my business. That is how you address gender to children. You don't. That is how you empower little girls and let them know that it's okay to be a girl who dresses however you want without having to change your gender. That is how you avoid confusing children, especially children that aren't your own, and projecting your bullshit on them because you might be offended that they use the wrong pronoun.
Thoughts?
This is a slippery slope.
Is it? No, I just thought that like the point that I liked the most out of that video was at the end was that's how you discuss gender with a 5-year-old. You don't.
Right. So I hear that, and I completely think that, yeah, that makes sense to me. I know that was well done. Cool. But I also know that there are, also like there's another side of that of people who may not feel that same way. And so I just want to also highlight that, there's not just one way.
Well, I think the whole point of the video is to say it doesn't you kind of have to, especially when you're talking to little kids, right? Take a step back. I don't need to tell any kid that I'm like having sex with lots of women or whatever.
Well, no, of course not. But like, I think what you're trying to say is like, we don't need to put our politics into it.
Right.
We don't need to put other things into it. They're 5. My daughter has no idea what so many things mean. Mm-hmm. So to basically just be like, without changing anything, Yeah, you're right. You're a girl. You are. And you're right. I'm a girl because that's what I was born as, you know, like,
Even though maybe as if you were talking to an adult, you might say things a little different, and maybe it might go into a deeper conversation. But it's a 5 or 6-year-old
it's a
kid,
5-year-old.
or even like a 10-year-old kid. Like, you just like leave it alone. Just let it be, right? Is that fair?
Yeah. I mean, again, I hear what you're saying. I just really would like to know what someone. So this person is.
They seem
I don't know if they're trans or because I mean the way she
could be
explained it
like
to the little girl
lesbian
was
or
like a
trans.
very, you know, like whatever way of explaining it. But in their actual life, I'm like, are you trans? Are you not? Are you just like,
But
you know?
think about it, right? That little kid is not thinking what you're thinking, because it was very clear,
Right.
the conversation. It wasn't a confusing conversation,
Right.
which is my whole point of like playing this video, right? I
So
think it was.
basically, we should be talking to everybody like we're talking to kids.
Well, no, I mean, I think, when you have adult conversation, you can clearly, obviously go a little bit deeper. But I mean, I don't know. I've always thought like, heterosexual people, I don't go around like letting everybody know like, oh yeah, I really like slam my wife all the time, like, because she's got big boobs or whatever, like,
But what do you think people?
or
Okay,
no,
okay, but also disclaimer: people who are gay or
or
trans don't do
however
that either.
else that I would talk to make it very clear that that I'm a man. How would that come across if somebody wanted to, every person that they talk to, they wanted to make sure that they knew that I knew,
Mm-hmm.
you knew that I was a man? How would I talk?
How would you talk?
Yeah.
I don't know. It probably
Very bro-ish, maybe.
I mean, I don't know. I guess stereotype. I don't know, like the stereotype of whatever a man talks like.
Right. But to make sure that you knew, I would probably have to say certain things to overly clarify that I'm not gay, or I'm not going on the other, or I'm not doing whatever. So I just want to make sure. And that's how I feel that like some transgender people come across. And I'm like, half of the time, every single time, I'm just like, whatever. Why are we even talking about this? And why is there that need to like get it across? I'm like, who gives a shit? Do what you want to do. I don't care. That's how I feel.
Yeah, and I get that. I think it's like that for the most part. I just think that outside of being a kid, right?
Mm.
When you're now just adult in a situation and you're being misgendered, I could see
Like on purpose?
Right. So like
Now, if it's on purpose, then I
obviously,
understand.
if it's a mistake, it's like, oh my God, sorry, blah, blah,
Right.
like, and then move on, right?
If somebody's
like,
just like
but if
purposely
I-
being an
right,
asshole,
but if,
then
like-
that's where you get like that. I
right.
think.
Well, especially if I already, like, let's say you made the mistake once, right? And it's like,
Mhm.
okay, and then you made the mistake again, I'll get, right?
Uh-huh.
But if you're like continuing to make the mistake over and over again, after I've already told you that I'm a girl or a boy, it's like after a while, it's like, okay, like what do you not fucking
Right.
understand?
And then that's where it becomes like, having these different conversations.
Well, because
about,
now
like,
you're not
how you
respecting
wanna
what I'm
be.
saying. So if
Right.
you're not
If
respecting
it's somebody,
what I'm saying, then that means that you're not respecting me. And then if that's the case, then how friendly are we? Like how.
right. And that's where it gets a little cloudy, like in the workplace or whatever. Like you're seeing these people all the time and like trying to be respectful for that stuff. But I mean, that's where it's a whole other level. This is like what I'm
But
talking
if we're
about with
focusing
kids.
on just the kids,
I think that was.
I thought that was I thought that was a nice way. First of all,
Right.
I can't. There's no way we can go down that route with Soul. In terms of anything. She has no idea about anything. I think today she asked me, "Oh, I said that she was such an actress," which in my mind is like a very easy word, right?
Right.
You're such an actress. And I feel like I thought she would pick up on what it meant. And she was like, I don't even know what that means,
Right. So you
it's
know what
like,
an actress is.
let alone
never mind whether you're a boy or a girl.
like, yeah, I mean, forget it.
Actually, I feel like whether you're a boy or a girl is actually more clear to her than whether you're an actress.
Well, yes, but it would be confusing.
It would be confused. Yeah.
If let's say I am trans, right?
Mhm.
Let's say I'm a trans male. Or yeah, I'm a trans male. So now I look like a man, right? Everything about me is male on the outside, right? And then I'm with her and I'm like, well, I'm a man. No, I'm like, I'm a man, right? But then she's like looking at me and maybe she's like, it's just not really looking like that. It's not hitting in terms of what society deems a man looks like, right? So that would be confusing at that point to a 5-year-old.
100%. 100%.
That I can see.
Yeah. And I think, I'm going back to like how I was saying, like if I was a man and I wanted to make sure you knew when I was a man, somebody that is maybe trans might say like, oh, like, you don't even have to worry about that because everybody already knows what a man and a girl is, but they don't know what my community is. So that's why we have to kind of like bump it up a little bit, right?
I really wonder? I wish I had someone in my life who actually was like in my personal life who was trans and had kids. Because
trans and had kids? Whoa, yeah.
Because I really want to know like how they, like there's this couple that I follow on social media, and the mom was this like, she was like on reality TV or whatever, but she married her husband who's a trans male. And so they had twins. And so they now have 2 babies that look to be so amazing and so cute. But I often follow them and I wonder how, like, when they start to be like 3, right? Or 2 or 3, like what conversations they're going to have with them. Because like, are you going to just keep it going? And like, are you just at that point a man and that's it? Right. Like, and then that's just what gets taught, right, to the kids. Like,
or do you actually have a conversation of like, I used to be a woman, and
right, because there's no telling a difference. There's no difference there. Like you cannot tell any difference,
like physically you can't. Like, you're talking about the specific people you're talking about.
I'm talking about the 2 people who I'm talking about. Like that's what I'm saying. Like he's trans male, so biologically born a female, but transitioned into a male. He's a man, So how they talk to their kids when they're 2 or 3, are they just like that's what he is? He's a man and that's it, right? Or do they at some point say like, well, I was born, like I wonder how that conversation and at what age for those families.
Yeah.
I would really love to know that. I wish
I'd feel like it would probably come up later on in life, right? Because I feel like there is such a thing as masculine and feminine energy.
Oh my God,
right?
I totally have masculine energy.
You do. And totally. I actually have some
feminine energy. Absolutely.
That's the mesh here. That's the yin yang. That's what makes this all work, right?
I used to play actually.
Oh, here we go.
When I went to all girls
actress, the real actress over here from when she was 10.
When I went to all girls boarding school, high school, actually teenager, because we didn't have any actual boys at the school, we had plays that we put on, but the girls also had to play the boy parts. So I typically was the boy part. And so I got Grant Cassidy, who was the lead guy in one of the plays. And I swear all the girls were like, you fucking look like, so I know that I have a deep voice. Yeah. I feel like I have like manly kind of things about me too. Like my feet are really big, like things.
Well, it's like, this is what I was talking about. It's an energy. It's a masculine energy. It's not like you're fully it's just like, but there's a balance. Everybody has a masculine and feminine energy in them. Some are more balanced than others. Some kind of shift one way or the other. And that's another way of even describing somebody that is unsure, especially at a young age, right? That's a very common thing though, right? Having a little bit more masculine or a little bit more feminine energy. That doesn't mean you're like gay or trans. Maybe you just, just because I had, growing up a little bit more maybe feminine energy, sensitive, maybe just like, more like emotional stuff, right? I guess I could have been like, oh, I feel like a girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then gone down that road, but because of like culture and whatever pushing me in that direction, when it really wasn't that. Just really embracing that side and then like expressing it to the world in whatever way I feel right.
I often wonder about, this is a great conversation we're having, because all right, so I've always known that I have this masculine energy about me, right? And again, this is going to bring it back to like, what does it mean to be a man, right? But so I've always known that I have this masculine energy. but you know, I mean, I also am someone who like I would never. I'm not gay or I'm not a lesbian, but I have hooked up with girls, and I do think that some girls are really good looking, you know, like so then there's that piece, right? Where it's like, is it because I've had this masculine energy and then that's always be there? Like, I don't know. Now, flipping it to you for a second, or to a guy, right? If they have some feminine energy, right? You wouldn't really even know if there was any, like, you know, thing, let's say, with the guy, unless you allowed yourself to explore that energy.
All right.
Right. I allowed myself to explore female energy. I went to an all girls boarding school, guys, you know, like,
You know what goes on
we
there.
were hooking up with each other, you know? So, you know, so that was like, you know, so, but I also allowed that part to happen. Like, it was there, you know? So it's interesting that we're having these talks, because like I heard someone a long time ago, I forgot who it was, but he was talking on a podcast and he was like, I think that all people are like a little gay, you know? And I was like, what are you, like, interesting, right? And then I was thinking about it and I was like, I mean, like, I'm totally, yeah, like I totally feel that within myself, you know, like I wonder if there are other people who either feel that same thing or who've thought it but don't want to admit it because it's like, you know, like embarrassing for them or whatever, right? Like, or again, what's been harped into their brains because their culture and what they've lived, right? Like, so therefore it's not even a thought. But if you opened yourself up, I wonder what that would look like.
Are you talking to me or
Not just in general?
What do you mean opened yourself up?
Opened yourself to explore the energy.
Right. Like, I think the way I've opened that door at whatever level of feminine energy I have is more of like having more intimate conversations with guys. Right.
Ah, okay. That's a good, okay. I see where, yeah.
Yeah. And just like deep, and this is like why, like my best friend David, you know,
feminine energy.
he's got a little bit of that too, right? But we have very good, amazing conversations, very deep conversations about anything. We can talk about literally anything.
But again, this is so crazy because if we never were in a world where there was like, this is what it is to be feminine and this is what it is to be masculine,
it might just be,
then I would never even be sitting here saying that you have feminine energy or that David does. It would just be that you guys are just,
well, this is
people who like to actually talk deep.
Right. And this is like another societal issue, right? Where we're putting people in boxes all the time. Everywhere you go, every word you're saying, you're somehow putting somebody in a box for some fucking dumb reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a cultural thing and it's creating the division. Yes. Like, so just the conversation about like feminism and whatever is actually isolating those types of people, right? Feminists or whatever. And then just the conversation of like transgender and having to explain all these things, that's putting them in a box and isolating them. When if we just said, you are who you are, it's cool, who cares, like you do whatever you explore, whatever you want, nobody cares, as long as you're not hurting me or like injecting your shit on my life. If I'm not wanting to do that, and you're, you know, respecting each other, that's the world I want to live in. But you know,
an issue, right?
But it's like, and then it's like, you know, everybody piggybacks on top of that too. So then you have like all these different boxes, and then even people that aren't in those boxes, they're like, yeah, we need to support them. So then it's like more energy into like the division, right? And it's sad to see it go that way. I really wish we would actually just stop talking about all that stuff and just see individuals as who they are and embrace them and respect them. And that's it.
And that's it.
You know?
I think it's important for all people to have both masculine and feminine.
Right. Everybody does.
Energy, and I think it's important for people to tap into it in whatever way you feel that you need to tap into both of those energies, you know? I think that's what makes someone very well balanced.
It's something that's not really even taught in school either, because like, you know, creativity can come off as almost like a feminine type of energy, right?
Right.
But like nobody talks about that.
No one talks
and it's
about
like
it.
It's
You're
okay.
Right.
Like, and so some of those people that may have this feminine creative energy, maybe in their families or in their culture or their surroundings or wherever, everybody's like not really, oh, you do that stuff, you're
Like,
fucking
oh,
gay
well,
or whatever,
you're,
right?
yeah, like,
But maybe if they were just able to explore it, they'd be like, okay. But instead, maybe they'd end up becoming trans and changing their
or
sex or
maybe that,
something.
right, like,
You know?
it's like to just look at it as like, okay, so, you have someone who really likes the arts and who loves to like act or whatever, and kind of just as a part of that whole
Yeah.
entire thing versus football or a sport, rather than have it be this thing where it's like, oh, like that's such like more of like a feminine thing to do. It's like, no, it's just a thing to do. It's like just something that, right? Now, could that be that person, I guess, tapping into more feminine energy? I don't know, because why is it that feminine energy has to do with being more creative to begin with? It's like, who cares?
I mean, I think it's just like a vibration of like what the activities do to the mind and how it lights up different sectors in your brain, and maybe like business and like leadership and like make powerfulness of like being in charge of people is more of like a masculine.
You know who's got some
thing.
masculine energy?
Huh.
Hillary Clinton. Have you seen her? Like, she's just, every time I see her,
She
I'm like,
just seems like a
got
control freak to me.
She's got some masculine
She
energy
does.
too,
I mean,
right?
and Bill Clinton probably has more feminine actually.
I could see that.
He's just like, everything's okay.
I can definitely see that. Kamala also, I feel like, has some masculine energy.
Right.
So it's like these female leaders in some way, right? They often have this masculine energy.
When in fact, if we were to have a female president,
Michelle Obama, that's actually,
right. She's also masculine.
She's also
right?
has some masculine stuff about
like you to be a female, say, president. Like, I think you do kind of need a certain level of that.
Even Trump's wife.
Right. But I think she
some...
does a good job. She's very very pretty, right? And she embraces that whole like like the stylish side and stuff like that. Right?
Yeah. But she's definitely also got some.
But I think there's a certain balance. Like like a female president, for example, I think should be, or would, the ideal person would be would express more feminism, because it's actually what's needed for the country, which is more like emotional intelligence and like,
I hope that would,
but they also, because there's, I don't know if it's because of culture or because of how long we've been going with like,
if they did, it would be like a big thing.
Right. But you can't also go too feminine in that position, because then it's like, everything's emotional, and you're like,
can't be like sobbing
going to nuclear
while you're giving
war
like
because
which is like a
somebody hurt your feelings or some shit. So there's I think the ideal situation is an actual balance between
there's
those.
got to be a balance,
and you have in certain areas of thought, you're more masculine or feminine in your thought process, right?
Yeah,
it's just
none of the presidents
balance
that we've had, I feel like, have any. Oh, maybe like in terms of like feminine energy.
I think they all.
So Bill Clinton.
No. To be honest, I think a lot of them have. So this
I don't think Trump has any feminine energy.
Well, think about this. I just thought about this right now. Think about before Trump, right? All the presidents, the past like 5 presidents before. You got Bill Clinton. Who you're saying is
he definitely has.
Obama.
Definitely
feminine energy. Bush.
I don't think Bush had any.
No. I think Bush Jr. I think he does, but he had to act very like, but you never saw him actually like, doing more masculine things or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
JFK, feminine energy.
I think JFK was a great balance. I think possibly.
Actually, he was a good balance. I do think that too.
And now because we've had so many more feminine presidents in the past, I think now that's why energy wise, everybody's just like, we need to just go on the other side and just get shit done or whatever the fuck it is.
He's got no feminine energy to me. I don't feel anything.
I think in a way though, like, I don't know. I don't know the guy obviously, but I've like, heard that a lot of even women have said that, Cheryl Hines, actually I could probably play the clip here in a minute. She was on Tucker Carlson just recently, and she said the most surprising thing was that he actually cared about like listening, and he was actually wanting to know about everybody.
Who's Cheryl Hines?
Cheryl Hines is RFK Jr.'s
Oh yes,
wife.
her. Yeah.
Right.
She's great, yeah.
Enthusiasm, was it?
Curb Your Enthusiasm. Love her.
Yeah. So she was saying, like, I did not expect that. I expected like this like guy that was the leader and he knew everything that he was doing and he was in charge and what he said goes.
Is she not like? Is she? I wonder where she lies.
Let me see if I can
with
find
things. It's interesting. But I do like her.
I don't know which. One of these. This is it right here. Okay, let me pull this one up. I'll get back to what we were just talking about in a second.
He shook my hand, and
so this is her meeting Trump for the first time.
He was a very genuine person, and it was, I don't know, I don't want to say surprising, but maybe surprising.
Out of body experience. I mean, here you work on Curb Your Enthusiasm. You live in LA for 30 years.
I know.
Donald Trump's the enemy, and all of a sudden you're like in a meeting with him?
I know.
Right.
By the way, there's an episode of Curb where Larry wears a MAGA hat to repel people in LA so he doesn't have to have lunch with people. Which is funny, but it's also true.
It's true, right.
Which is also funny. But yeah, so I don't know. I was expecting something else.
Yeah.
What were you expecting? Horns, sulfur.
I was expecting. I think I was expecting somebody who didn't listen to other people, wouldn't be interested in other people, and that's not who I met.
Okay.
I met
she's a slow talker.
somebody who was
slow talker.
very interested.
But it's so Curb Your Enthusiasm though, and this is why I always found it interesting. And she's speaking out more. She wasn't really in the beginning when RFK was running. She was low key. And I think that she is more on the Democratic side because Curb Your Enthusiasm is actually more so, I feel like, on the liberal Democratic side. But she's also a part of that thing. But now I see her coming out more, talking more.
She tries to stay neutral, I think. I mean, Robert Kennedy Jr., his whole family is Democrats. So she was actually like having to deal with them, like basically openly shitting on RFK Jr. during his like presidential run.
RFK, I feel like, has some feminine energy.
Right. So anyways, what I'm saying is like, yeah, like seems as though Trump probably doesn't portray it. None of us outside really know what he's like in, like, you know, when you're just hanging out with the guy. He seems like a very like, you know, get to know you like type of guy, I guess.
Seems like a wild card.
Yeah, he's fun, right?
He seems like a wild card.
But anyways, my whole point is that, you know, this is like the energy shifts that people can't put their finger on and talk about because they don't even really understand it. Like we've gone through maybe some time with a little bit too much feminine energy. And now it's like everybody's just like, let's get some masculine energy. Now we had Trump his first term, which we got a lot of that, right? Yeah. And then we went back to Biden, who was like complete, like not feminine. He's just like feminine. Off the charts of like not even there. Right?
I gotta tell you, I didn't get feminine or masculine energy
just
from
like
him.
not there.
He was just.
But my thoughts behind that. Now this is getting into the conspiracy, whatever. But like, there are people behind the scenes that are, because they purposefully select these more feminine people, because maybe these people behind the scenes are more masculine and they're just like, no, you have to do it like this is how it's always been and blah 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 blah. And then those people are just like, okay, all right, yeah, well, okay, we'll just make that happen, that's fine.
I think for the most part behind the scenes in terms of like political stuff is way more masculine energy. Totally.
Yes. And I think it's too much. That chick? I think it's too much.
Who's the chick that speaks for Trump that does all the
I forget her name, but yeah,
she's like crazy masculine.
She's like, this is what it is. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
right.
Crazy.
But anyways, yeah, that's it's an ebb and flow thing, I think,
Yeah.
and I don't think there's anything wrong with any of it. It's just like it's when we put it into the boxes and we're like everybody has to be like this or like this and like that or don't do that or don't do this. That's when it's like we're just like creating this divide. We should just be like, okay, that's what they want to do. Like,
Do it.
are they hurting me? No. Most of the time it's no. Yeah. So
Interesting.
anyways,
I
what
like
else?
that one. I
What
like
else
that
we
one.
got?
I feel like there's always good stuff off of this X.
Yes, this is where this is where you're getting real
The only
information
thing that, well,
from, I think.
what's real and what's not. But the only thing that gets me though is that everything on X is like it's all like when it comes to the news stuff, it's all one news outlet.
Is it?
It's all Fox.
No. I mean, there's CNN and stuff on here too.
And I have not seen CNN. Fox.
Oh, on X.
On X, Fox. I just saw Fox 4 times, 5 times. See, to me, that's when now it's like
NBC, CNBC,
a little biased.
Right? Well, maybe they're the only. Maybe CNN isn't even posting on there because they think it's like
they won't. Oh, yeah. You have to be a part of it. Yeah. That's right. That's true.
Hold on. What was the other thing here? Okay, so do you want to bounce into another topic?
If it's about aliens, yeah. Did you get that thing I sent you on the wife pulled a prank on her husband that like aliens had invaded?
Oh yeah. She's
God.
It was like one of those emergency broadcasts, and their husband's watching the show.
She set the whole thing.
He's like, shut up.
From like the news, from the broadcast on the TV, everything. And she's like, what's happening? He's like, shut up. He's holding their newborn baby. And he is on it. He's like, his kids are sleeping. It's late at night. He's calling the kids. Guys, hey, everyone, wake up. We need to go. And then he gave them a plan.
The broadcast was about like saying like we have an invasion. And like the White House is on it or something like that. Yeah, and he was like flipping out.
He is in it. Like he was in mode.
That was funny.
That was hysterical.
I feel like that would be me.
That would be you. If I did that to you, you would absolutely
be like, this is it. This is my time. This is time to go.
You'd be like, get the guns, get the gold, get the this, get the that.
Shit. Yeah,
Let's go.
Yep. Know exactly who I'd call.
And then all of our friends would literally already have bags
they've
packed.
already talked about it.
Because we've all talked about this, actually. We have bags.
This is what you talk about when you go camping.
Yeah. We know whose house we're going to meet up at. We know exactly what the situation is. We're ready.
Okay, so there is this object that has been hurling through space that they've been tracking for several months now. It's called 3I Atlas. That's what they've named this.
Interstellar comet?
Yes. Well, they don't know, right? Hold on. Let me...
Now, what's News Nation? Is this...
It's another fairly newer news outlet, I guess. But this guy is going on, I think he's going on Joe Rogan soon.
Oh.
I think he mentions in this that he's going on there. So he is one of the scientists that actually, I think, discovered this thing. But it keeps coming closer to Earth or in this direction. And it's not... They're noticing some anomalies that don't fit in with a comet. First off, it's like 3 miles long. It's huge, right? And it's like lighting up and like it's accelerating and like slowing down.
That doesn't make sense.
Right. So, but it's supposed to get closest to Earth somewhere like early December. And I don't know. This guy seems to be kind of concerned about it, but let's take a quick listen.
Avi Loeb joins us now. He's the head of the Galileo Project, director of Harvard University's Institute.
Oh, by the way, I sent this to you the other day. You didn't even watch it.
Of the book Extraterrestrial. Okay, Avi, we've had you on so many times. I always love talking to you about this. Any more of a clue as to what this thing is or is not?
Well, we are still waiting for NASA to release an image, the highest resolution image with 30 kilometers per pixel that was obtained on October 2nd by the high-rise camera on board the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter. We are seeing the anti-tail that was pointed towards the sun, opposite to what
3.1 miles across, weighing
It weighs
33 tons.
33 tons?
So then they give this example of
Billion. 33 billion tons.
The Great Wall of China is 569.
What?
I don't know what that is. That must be.
It's
I don't know
basically
what the
saying
fuck
that
that
it weighs as much as
is.
5.5 billion elephants.
Yeah, and it's as long as the Great Wall of China.
This is crazy to me. That doesn't even make any sense.
Well,
That's not even like.
It's huge.
we see in the context of comets now changing direction and going away from the sun, the more conventional way. We don't know what the reason is. And as you pointed out, we see some unusual composition of nickel with very little iron that we only find in industrially produced nickel alloys. And the size of the object, it's at least 1,000 times more massive than the previous interstellar objects we've seen. And the question is, why is such a giant object delivered to our inner solar system when we saw only small ones before? And it comes along the plane of the planets around the sun, and it comes close to Mars, Jupiter, and we just have to monitor it. And gladly, yesterday, the International Asteroid Warning organization network decided to have a campaign starting on November 27th until January 27th, where it will coordinate using all the assets we have on Earth and in space to get as much data as possible about this mysterious object. And, that would be a great blessing, irrespective of whether it's natural or technological. But if it happens to do a maneuver when it comes close to the sun, the way spacecraft do, using gravitational assist from the sun, that would definitely
It's a spacecraft.
affect...
Not what he's.
I mean, it's potential because it's doing things that aren't just like, it's not just like this rock like hurling through space, because if it was like this rock hurling through space, it would be like what would throw it off its trajectory or slow it down or make it go in a different direction or anything. There's nothing stopping it, right? It's like it would be being pulled by different planets as it goes by their gravitational pull, and it would make them do different, it would go in a certain direction, I would assume. I mean, I'm clearly not a scientist, but yeah.
So it's supposed to be closer to Earth by December 19th, they said. And then what does that mean?
That's the closest point, and
that they'll be able to get more information at that point.
Yeah, and what's curious to me is like, how do they determine? I mean, I have actually watched videos on this on like how they do determine this, but I forget. But like how they know it's like made more of nickel than iron or whatever, and it's got something to do with like infrared like lasers or something like that, where like the way that the reflection bounces back.
How do they know that it's made out of? Because his comment was that it's made out of unnatural.
Right. So if it's made out of like more nickel than iron, like that doesn't really even exist in nature. Like it's actually created.
Interesting.
Yeah. Like they've like removed the nickel from the iron and created a vessel or something.
Wow. That's intense.
It's crazy, right? But also, what's his name? Jeremy Corbell, who's the producer or director of that Bob Lazar documentary. He's saying that there is a coordinated effort to actually get the public to actually believe that there is some sort of invasion here in the near future for control reasons.
I've heard that one for quite some time.
Yeah. That would be crazy. I'm also reading this book called the Book of Enoch. You ever heard of that?
No.
So it's this book. You know how like the Book of David and
Yep.
whatever. There's all these books that made up the Bible. Basically, the Book of Enoch was also originally supposed to be in that, but it got removed because of all the crazy stuff in it. So it was written at the same, or actually before. This was one of the first books that was written before all those other ones, and the Catholic religion actually removed it because it was so out there. Because they're talking about like people from other like planets and coming here and like breeding with like humans and all this other stuff, giants and stuff like Nephilim and whatever.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's wild. This is now we're again like way out there. But if you think about this, right, like we as humans only think in like such a short time span, right? Like, you know, 100 years is like forever for us, right? But like planetarily, it's like literally you wouldn't even see it on a chart of like how old the Earth is and how old the galaxy is, right? So that means millions and millions and millions of years. In 1 million years, a whole bunch of crazy shit could happen. What could human beings do from now until 1 million years? We'd be doing all kinds of shit, right? Yeah. So think of that happening multiple times before the first time we even thought humans could even exist. What type of technology? Where would we be? Like, it would be insane. You couldn't even think about it. It wouldn't even make sense. Just like none of this shit makes sense right now. Yeah, right?
It's mind blowing. Yeah. Interesting.
It's fun to talk about, and we will see where this thing comes into play, if it does or if it doesn't at all, and who knows? Who fucking knows?
We do have to wrap up on this fine Sunday afternoon.
Oh, let's end with this one. Did you see this one? I also sent this to you.
I did not watch this one.
Oh my God. So what's that guy's name? Do you know that guy? He's a comedian.
I know Dr. Dre.
All right. But the guy, you don't know him?
No.
Okay. Hold on. He does one of the best Trump impressions I've ever fucking heard. Watch this.
I have the great Dr. Dre. He's a real doctor. He's a really good doctor. I have some good doctors. I never met a doctor that made beats. Never made it before. I don't know if he went to medical school, but I'm going to tell you right now, this guy has the best music. I love NWA.
Bro, I'm not doing this. No.
Negroes with attitude.
We're not doing this.
He's a Negro with a great attitude.
He's a Negro with a great attitude.
One of my favorite black producers. Yes, you're so great. You're so amazing. I swear to God, all your music. The G thing is my favorite. You got to do a T thing, a Trump thing. You know?
I did not approve this message.
I love this guy, Dr. Dre.
Oh my God, right? That was amazing.
So good.
I mean, that was like on like who else does him on Shane
that
Gillis
was
does him, right?
Shane
that
Gillis
was like
level for sure.
Yeah. Wow.
Dr. Dre.
And the take on the words, you know, that's what the real like the tones change, this. Damn, that was good. That was a good.
So funny.
That was good.
See, you could have laughed about this 4 days ago when I sent that to you, but you don't listen or watch or even read any of my text messages ever.
It's not just yours. I don't do that to Catherine. I don't do it to lots of people.
But I'm your husband.
I also don't send lots of stuff.
You should look at everything I send you.
It's a lot, Joe.
Everything I send you is important.
It's like Catherine's like, you need to look at everything. I'm like, girl, you send like 20 things a day.
Dude, at some point in your day, you can like go back and look at it. Like there is the time in your day.
No. There's no time in my day besides nighttime. And at nighttime, I just want to get into something that I can just check out and just go to sleep.
Okay. You know.
Another day. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for hanging with us. And we'll see you soon.
Yeah. Last thing. If you guys have any comments on like these new arms here for the mics.
Oh, these are new arms?
Yeah. Do you think you didn't even notice?
No.
Oh my God. I feel like they're a little bit bulky.
They look like robot arms.
Yeah. Well, you can mount cameras to them. So we We got some things in the works here for
They
new
literally
technology
look
shit. The
like
studio,
robot arms. It's like,
and we're slowly gonna tweak the studio a little bit
interesting.
here.
Okay.
All right. Anyways,
All right, everyone. Have a great day.